That's 2 outs. So we've got 1 more out, and then we're going to... Welcome back to the 15th annual Sin City Classic presented by Lexus. We join this game in progress. There are 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Here's Rich with the play-by-play.
Thank you, Ruben. The batter is Alex Paz. He's the second baseman. First batter, Max Torres, hit a bouncer back to the pitcher, and the second batter, Carlos Noriega, had a foul ball that was caught by the first baseman. And so those are the 2 outs to start the game, and Alex Paz, the batter. Our umpire for this game from Bismarck, North Dakota, Terry O'Clair. And this pitch is a strike called, and the count is full now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. There's a fly ball lifted foul to the left side, and since there is no courtesy foul, that's an inning-ending out. And so no runs scored for Palm Springs as they go up 3-3 down here in the top of the first.
All right, well, now that we have a break in the action, I want to tell you about my friend Bridget at Angel Baby Surrogacy and Egg Donation. They're an international agency that's proudly helped queer folks build their families all over the world for 20 years. If you're gay, and if you're ready to add to your family, then you're going to need an egg donor and a surrogate. Bridget and her team at Angel Babies have high-quality, affordable egg donors and surrogates ready to help. And believe me, you want Bridget on your team. She is amazing, relentless, and her success rates are outstanding. Wherever you are in the United States, she won't quit until you've achieved your dream. To get Bridget on your team, head over to absurro.com. That's ABSURRO.com and get in touch with my friend Bridget today. Affordable, high-quality egg donors and surrogates are super hard to find, and you'll find them at Angel Baby Surrogacy and Egg Donation.
Sergio Rodriguez is on the mound for Palm Springs. Chris Hallisey, Jason Poplinski, Dr. Jason Poplinski, and Raymond Rivera will bat here on the bottom of the first.
Chris Hallisey, who is retired from playing softball more often than Cher has gone on farewell tours.
He is their left fielder, and he takes the first pitch for a strike called. Hallisey swings and hits one and takes a bad hop past the shortstop, Max Torres, and on into left field for a leadoff single.
I tease Chris because he's a good friend of mine. He and his partner, Evan, they live about 5 minutes away from me in San Diego, and for the life of me, I cannot get Chris to come and play on my team. Keeps telling me he's retired.
Okay. Try again. Anything having is worth trying. Poplinski, Dr. Poplinski takes the ball. He swings and hits a very high fly ball out into left center field. And the catch is made by Chris Lee, and that's the first out in the bottom of the first. Here's Raymond Rivera, the right center fielder. I'm going to guess he's about 6'2". He bounces one to the shortstop. Torres bobbles the ball, and both runners will be safe.
Know your body, know your body.
And that makes it first and second with 1 out.
So who are you rooting for, Facebook? Are you rooting for the Roadrunners, or are you rooting for the LA Fury? Mitch, I'll take one of those while you're down there.
Matt Mallon will be the batter. He is the EH, one of 2 EHs that are being used in this game for the Fury. He takes the ball. There's a line drive down the left field line, and it's in for a hit. Here comes your buddy Chris Hallisey in to score, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Fury.
Oh, she's dead to me. I love you, Chris.
That is an RBI single for Matt Mallon. And we'll bring up Ricky Lewis, the shortstop. Line drive out in the left center field for a base hit. Raymond Rivera comes around third. He will score. It's 2-0, and on the play, Mallon goes into third. So an RBI single for Ricky Lewis, and it is now 2-0 Fury.
Up next is Larry Ruiz, and he's one of the co-directors of this tournament. He, along with Dr. Poplinski.
He wears number 15. He's their first baseman. And takes a pitch for a ball. And the next one is very high. Pitch is a strike. Larry, embracing the role as one of the co-directors of the tournament, has handled things beautifully so far, and I anticipate no less as we go through the rest of the weekend. Count is 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runners at the corners. Swing and a bouncing ball past the pitcher and past the second baseman into center field for a hit. And so that makes it 3-0. On the play, Lewis makes it to second base. That was Tommy Craven running for Mallon, and he scored. And now here's a line drive off the bat of Rafael Mercado, caught by the first baseman. That was the hardest hit ball of the inning, but it just goes as an out, L3. And that ends the inning. Bottom of the first, 3 runs for Los Angeles. They lead 3-0.
No, we've still got action here.
I had an out that I didn't have. Ricky Lewis is going to come in to score, and Larry Ruiz is safe at third base. So it's second and third. That ball was hit by Shane Giroux and will bring up Jamie Estrada. I had an extra out recorded on my sheet here, and that's why I thought that was the third out.
You're forgiven. There's a lot going on.
This is Jamie Estrada. First pitch is inside for a ball. And he swings and hits one to the first baseman, booted into foul territory. There's no play there. He tried to make the play, then threw the ball away, and that allows another runner to score. As Giroux crosses the plate, Larry Ruiz and Shane Giroux both scoring. The wind starts to pick up here a little bit. That'll bring up Anthony Martinez, the catcher. Lifts one foul to the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 6 in the inning.
Antonio Martinez wants to give a shout out to his husband and twins at home watching, Ian and Wyatt. And Gigi, I can't read that. So if you're watching at home.
Rip to the shortstop. Torres makes the catch, and the inning is over. 6 runs score in the inning as Los Angeles almost bats around. We go to the top of the second. The score is 6-0 LA Fury over the Palm Springs Roadrunners on the Cloud Sports Network.
As we go into the break, I want to tell you about another good friend of mine, Dr. Samuel Wood and his team at Gen 5 Fertility. Dr. Wood and his team at Gen 5 is where queer folks go when they're ready to talk to a doctor. Look, when you're part of the queer community and you're ready to build your family, finding a doctor who will listen can be tough. Well, I promise you, you have a friend at Gen 5 Fertility. See, I know Dr. Wood and have worked with him for 10 years. I promise you, he doesn't just welcome queer parents, he celebrates them. Several of my friends have built their families with his help. So whether you're gay, lesbian, bisexual, or trans, wherever you fit in our fabulous rainbow, I promise you, Dr. Wood and his team at Gen 5 Fertility is the place to go when it's time to build your family. Visit them today at gen5fertility.com. Click on the Family Pride tab to learn more. That's gen5fertility.com. Tell them Roman sent you.
Donovan Jameson to lead off in the top of the second. First baseman waits for the first pitch, and he hits one high in the air down the first base line, and it drops between Martinez and Ruiz, so it's just a big foul.
Donovan has a shout out to his beautiful family. So, hey fam, Donovan's there in the batter's box wishing you well and thinking of you. He turns his sights now on the game here.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Hits one high into left center field. And that's out number 1 as the catch was made. by Jamie Estrada. First out in the top of the second.
Doth my eyes deceive me, or is that Christopher Lee in the batter's box?
That is Chris Lee. Your eyes do not deceive you. Chris Lee, the left center fielder, swings at the first pitch and hits one to left field. That'll hang up for Chris Hallisey, and that is out number 2.
That's Chris on Chris crime. Chris Lee is
another friend of yours.
Another friend of ours who plays in the America's Finest City Softball League in San Diego, does the reverse of what Chris Hallisey does. Lives in Los Angeles and drives down to San Diego.
Sergio Rodriguez gets the first hit of the ball game for Palm Springs as he lines one into right field for a hit.
Whereas Hallisey lives in San Diego and drives up to L.A.
That just doesn't make any sense at all.
Well, it's where their friends are. And Chris used to live in L.A. and developed his family there and his chosen family.
Well, then it makes perfect sense. Here's Rick Miller, the catcher. There's a line foul or line drive down into left field for a base hit.
Chris did this silly thing where he comes down to San Diego to visit and meets this guy who's beautiful and tall and muscular and athletic named Evan Morris, and
I know him.
And then and if you like that sort of thing, and I guess Chris is shallow like that, and now they've been together all these years and have a wonderful life together, and so that's what they do.
Chad Vokovich, the batter. Well, then he's not able to watch Evan play this weekend.
I don't know. I don't even know if Evan is playing this weekend.
Chad Vokovich hits a very high fly ball out into right center field. That is caught by Raymond Rivera, and that is out number 3. 2 hits, 2 left. 6-0 for LA Furies. We go to the bottom of the second on the Cloud Sports Network.
These teams, of course, are no strangers to each other. They both are SoCal teams and run into each other quite often in tournaments just like this, whether it's here in Sin City or in Palm Springs or in Phoenix. Often these regional tournaments will bring in, although we couldn't really call Sin City a regional tournament, but a lot of times in these kinds of bracket play, you'll see these two teams facing each other. So who are you rooting for? Just a quick programming note. Before I get to that, a quick programming note. We've got C Division here today. We had Masters yesterday. And then tomorrow we're going to be covering the D Division at Arroyo Grande at that complex out there. So we'll be on Arroyo Grande Field 5. If you want to follow along and kind of see who's going to be out there, you can go to the Tourney Machine app in the App Store and download the Tourney Machine app. And from there, you can select the dates of this weekend here in January and the Sin City Classic, which is, you'll find that in Las Vegas, and that'll kind of help you follow along in the bracket.
Pitcher Jeff Moreno hits the first pitch and lines one right to the third baseman. Going to the line, makes a fantastic catch. That's a da-da-da-da-da-da by Gilbert Muniz.
Absolutely. Full out dive extension grab. Well done.
Tommy Craven, the second EH. And one blessed with speed. Hits one foul over the fence to the left side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the 1-2 is popped up to the third baseman. It's in foul territory. It's an out whether it's caught or not. So the third baseman, Gilbert Muniz, lets it drop, and it's a strikeout on the foul ball, and that's out number 2. Again, we keep reminding you just to let you know there is no courtesy foul in this tournament. We go back to the top of the order, and Chris Hallisey, who singled and scored the first run of the game, and he takes a ball.
Uncharacteristically, Hallisey lets a ball go by. Normally he's a first pitch swinger.
And he lets the second pitch go by, so it's 3 balls and a strike.
Showing uncharacteristic patience there. He's going to come back and watch this game, and then my phone is going to blow up.
Yeah. And the 3-1 is a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Jason Poplinski would bat next if Hallisey keeps this inning alive. And he does. As he lines one into left center field for a base hit. It's bobbled by the left center fielder, and Hallisey will get into second base, so he is a 2-out base runner. He's got wheels.
He's just a good human being. He's a super nice guy, good ball player, the kind of guy that any coach would love to have, especially in San Diego.
Especially you. Dr. Jason Poplinski flied to left field in the first inning, and he takes a ball.
I'm going to get called up on ethics violations for actively trying to recruit a player during a broadcast.
I'm sorry, but you can't do that. There's a pitch that's illegal, and it's ball 3.
Dr. Poplinski happens to be the Glassick commissioner, Greater Los Angeles Softball Association, for the open side.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that was it. That was all.
Pitch bounces on the plate for a ball 4, and it's runners at first and second with 2 out for Raymond Rivera, who reached on an error his first time up. Pitch bounces on the plate for a ball.
Jason, Dr. Poplinski had a shout-out, by the way. We'll get to it here in a second.
There's a fly ball hit out into left field, left center field, oncoming, and letting as ball drops in front. Hallisey will score, and on the play, Poplinski goes to third. The ball just did not hang up long enough for the outfielders to get to it. It's a hit to left center field by Rivera.
Sort of a little Texas leaguer out there. So Jason, Dr. Poplinski's message to his family in Michigan and missing many teammates, Rick Morris, Gavin, and Chad. They're thinking about you.
There's a drive out into left center field for a hit by Matt Mallon. And that will plate Poplinski, and that is the second run in the inning. Runners at first and second with 2 out will bring up Ricky Lewis, and a courtesy runner at first base will be Tommy Craven. 8-0. Ricky Lewis on the first pitch swings and hits one into deep left center field. That ball's got some carry on it. The ball drops behind the outfielder. 2 runs will score. 3 runs will score.